it's me again for tip number 3. Tip number 3 is ask 3 before ask me. One of the skills that teachers use, and they learn this with being able to manage their classrooms, or basically classroom management of 22 to 30 children, is the skill of ask 3 before ask me. Basically, you teach your children or your students to ask 3 people, do 3 things when they have a question, they're confused about something, before they come to ask the leader of the class or the leader of the room. You are the leader of the room, parents. So here's the skill that you're going to teach your kids. They need to do 3 things before they come to ask you for assistance. Now, when I'm saying assistance, meaning 3 things like, if they need assistance, it's not, hey, I need toilet paper, or hey, I have started a little fire in my room because I was making a campsite. That's not the ask 3 before me. This is when your kid has those questions about, I can't get the picture to work. I can't get this to work. I don't know what it says. I don't understand. They need to do 3 things before they come to ask you. Now, that's not going to stop all the questions that they're going to have. They're still going to have questions. But this will at least slow down the questions that they could have solved on their own just by doing some things on their own independently. So, the first thing I would say for you to have them do is reread the directions. There are some kids that can read the directions. They can replay the directions. They can press the play button. So have them reread the directions, or look around the assignment for things that tell you what you might need to do. So you might have to practice that with them. Okay, what does that say? Read it one more time to yourself. Read it again. What did I just say? Having them reread it to themselves, or look at the cue or context cues or clues that they may have on the assignment so that they know what to do. That's the first thing that they do. Second thing is, for some of our older kids, is to maybe ask a friend. We know some of our older kids do have cell phones, so they are free to text their friends and say, hey, did you understand what so-and-so meant? Did you understand what Mr. Pingree meant when he said on this assignment? They can text their friends and ask. They do it all the time in class, going to each other or tapping the person on the desk next to them and saying, hey, what does this mean? Do you understand what that says? Sometimes the directions, when the teacher explains it 3 different ways, they still don't get it. They just need that reassurance, or they just need a clarification. And it doesn't always have to come from the student or from the teacher. It can come from someone at their own age or someone on their same level. So older kids, or any kids that have cell phones and they have their friends' numbers, hey, ask your friend, text your friend and ask them. For younger kids, it may just have to be that they ask a sibling, or maybe they they may have to ask their sibling that's in there, no matter what the age is. They may just have to ask him, okay? The other thing is Google. Older kids, or some kids, or even yourself, they can ask Google. They can really ask him, hey, Google, do you know da 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 da? They can type in whatever it may be. Some of our older kids are dividing big numbers, whatever it may be. Hey, Google, can you show me how to do long division? Hey, Google, do you have any videos on blah, 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 blah? Their Chromebooks or your iPads, Hey Siri, will do the same thing. It'll show them videos, and a lot of the videos for math or for English or things like that, it will lead them to Khan Academy, and they already have an account with Khan Academy. So it'll point them in the direction that they could have went anyway, and it will help them out in the long run. And then last but not least, they can come and ask you. Now, in coming and asking you, you can do those same things. If you don't understand how an assignment is supposed to go, if you don't understand something, you can type those things into Google. And a lot of times the answers or videos or different ways to do the exact same thing will come up, and it will help you in the long run. Okay, here's a video, go watch this. Sometimes teachers don't add all the videos because there's 80 different ways to do the same thing. If you think back in your own time, I learned how to do division with long division. My math teacher at the time, she said, I'm not giving you a calculator. Here's some paper, here's some pencil. Learn how to do long division. That's the only way that you do it. Now, there are probably about 5 or 6 ways to do division, and I, as a teacher, did not learn them all in college. I learned a lot of my ways through other teachers that had taught it different ways, or Google. I learned a lot of things off of Google, and those things I brought back to my classroom. So sometimes there are a million ways to do things. That doesn't always mean that all kids need to know all those different ways, and it may confuse them more. So it's always okay to do a little research on your own. And for your older kids, they can type long division in. They can do that on their own on their Chromebooks. So keep those things in mind. But the key is ask 3 before you ask me, the parent who's also working too. So keep those things in mind. Stay tuned for tip number 4, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.